Alright. Let's open the chatting and then we can look into patch notes. Ooh, I have speakers on. Turns out I need to plug in the cable. Here is Danny, and today, welcome to a patch note live stream. I had a nap, patch notes are big, so I thought, let's have a live stream instead. I have everything on from the prop stream anyway, so why not use it? Let's see. So, it's gonna come out the 9th next month. And it has a few good things. It has some really weird things, which I will show you later. And for the rest, I haven't really read it. Of course, we got Grand Bazaar set in Cairo. Soldier visibility will get an update. Vehicle will get updates. We get spray paints, which I posted a video about like last month or something. But hey, EA wants to make the money. Something about the portable mortar, progression, gunplay changes. Then Red Sack solos will be a thing. However, it will be on a rotation with duos. So you can't play either of them at the same time, which is stupid. They will talk about ranked BR, normal BR. Portal will have building together. With the launch of Season 3, we have seen many of you jump back into the Battlefield 6 and share your experience, blah 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 blah. Lots of words. So here we got Grand Bazaar or Cairo Bazaar. Seems like this is a bit about the backside at the mosque like thing. While the core of the experience remains true to the original, Cairo Bazaar has been rebuilt for Battlefield 6 with expanded destruction, updated combat spaces and new opportunities for flanking and close quarter chaos. The action takes place within the streets and markets of Cairo, Egypt. So they could just reuse all the assets from those maps. Bringing a more vibrant yet war-torn atmosphere to the experience while preserving the tight infantry focus gameplay that made the original map a fan favorite. Battle for B and Banana says hello. Our mission for Cairo Bazaar is simple: bring back what made it fun while opening up combat flow in new ways. Across the map, destruction can create additional pathways and shortcuts, helping reduce pressure on key choke points, and allowing squads to create unexpected pushes through the environment. I wonder if those little side areas on the B flag, at least for the 3 flag version, has like extra routes towards the outer lanes. So, they will talk about that next week in one of their developer guides. For the gameplay improvements, soldier visibility, finally. One of the most consistent areas of feedback we have seen around is visibility during combat, whether it is spotting enemies in dense foliage, identifying targets in darker interiors, or tracking players against complex terrain. We know how important it is that you can quickly read the battlefield and react with confidence. Sadly, they did not learn anything from Battlefield 5, because that was a massive issue there, and it's a massive issue again. Well done. With this update, we have made a series of improvements to the soldier visibility filter, helping soldiers stand out more clearly across a wider range of environments while maintaining the overall visual style of Battlefield 6. The soldier visibility filter's improvements result in reduced visual noise around enemy characters, helping them to stand out more clearly against terrain, foliage and heavily detailed backgrounds. Better adaptation to dark interiors and bright outdoor environments, improving overall target readability during combat. Improved contrast, color separation and silhouette definition to help enemy soldiers remain easier to identify across a wider range of combat scenarios. More consistent visibility behavior across both close and long-range engagements. Reduced visual artifacts around soldiers in effects like fog, resulting in a more natural appearance during combat. At a little clip they have here, if it wants to play. I won't even have seen him for a second. I was like, where is he? Oh, there. Look at the guy just standing there. That's what camo is for, of course. Then he's over here. And it's just slightly better, blending in, becoming less black, so that's good. They will continue to look at it, blah blah blah. There will be vehicle updates. We are continuing to make targeted updates to vehicle gameplay in Blastpoint, which is the new subseason code, I guess. With a focus on improving situational awareness, control and overall balance across both air and ground vehicles. For the air vehicles, we are making improvements aimed at giving pilots and gunners better awareness and more effective coordination during engagements. We are increasing the height of the minimap camera for aircraft, expanding the area covered by the minimap while flying and improving your ability to track activity across a wider area. The radar system upgrade will come equipped by default on all attack helicopters, instead of occupying a customization slot. This allows pilots to maintain radar awareness without sacrificing other equipment. Choices opening up for more flexibility when customizing helicopter loadouts. To replace the radar system customization, we are introducing thermal optics as a new upgrade option. This enables a thermal camera for your gunner when they zoom in, helping them more effectively identify and track targets in a variety of combat scenarios. So shoot little blobs of white in a sea of black. For the ground combat, we're making several updates to improve how vehicles interact with infantry and vehicle lock-on tools, with a focus on creating consistent and flexible counterplay. The mobile anti-air vehicle will feature 2 new stationary weapon options, giving players more flexibility and opportunity for skill expression. AA giving skill. High velocity anti-air missiles require more precise manual aim, so they're basically those, I guess, but offer a much higher damage potential against larger, slower moving targets. Alternatively, laser-guided anti-air missiles provide improved maneuverability and tracking, allowing skilled players to more consistently pressure fast-moving aircraft during engagements. In addition to these updates, we're making smaller targeted adjustments across a variety of gadgets and vehicles. Notable highlights include a more intuitive trajectory for the RPG launcher, the addition of a crawl speed for all land transport vehicles, and balance changes that make armored personal transports vulnerable to machine guns. Hello, Dus and Illicit Soul. Spray paints, as I said a little bit earlier, because EA needs to make their money. All players will have access to default sprays at launch, with more becoming later. Woohoo! Yeah, pretty good updates for now. You did miss something that comes later. Actually, portable mortar. In our previous community update, we mentioned that additional mortar changes were already in development to further reinforce a more mobile shoot and scoot playstyle. With Blastpoint, we introduced the following updates to solidify its role as a sustained pressure and support tool, and it's sadly not being removed, while improving opportunities for counterplay during combat. Portable mortars and missile intercept systems can no longer be equipped or placed together. This change is intended to reduce heavily protected mortar setups and encourage mortar players to actively reposition instead of safely bombarding objectives from a single location for extended periods of time. They are also reducing the mortar's health from 250 to just 50. This means an enemy counter battery fire will be significantly more effective. Mortar go boom, basically. These changes are designed to create more active indirect fire gameplay, which is the thing that just sounds so weird. Wow. What did I do with my hands? I just sneezed on stream. While reinforcing teamwork, movement and counterplay during engagements, we'll continue monitoring feedback, blah 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 blah. Progression. Since launch, we've continued to make adjustments to progression, basing across Battlefield 6 on your feedback, especially throughout Season 2. One of the biggest areas we focused on is making progression feel smoother and more rewarding in your early play sessions. Helping players unlock meaningful blah blah blah. Compared to Season 1, players in Season 2 progress through the Battle Pass 2.5 times faster on average, which is actually pretty good, leading to substantially more Battle Pass unlocks and deeper progression throughout the season. We've improved the hardware mastery progression, with players now unlocking primary weapon attachments roughly 50% faster than before. These updates apply across all primary weapon categories. And sidearms. They keep looking at stuff, the classic. Then for the gunplay changes, they are continuing, I hate that sentence, to iterate a wide range of gunplay changes aimed at improving combat depth, consistency, and overall weapon feel. Some of the areas we are currently exploring include adjustments to damage multipliers across several weapon categories, so limps and such. Ballistic updates involving muzzle velocity, velocity drag, and bullet drop behavior. They've also begun testing narrower sweet spot ranges for bolt action rifles as part of their ongoing review of long-range combat balance and mastery of weapons. They're also testing adjustments to recoil variation aimed at improving the handling, predictability and consistency of automatic weapons during sustained fire. Early feedback from the Battlefield Labs sessions have been encouraging, particularly around the limp damage, adjustments and overall direction of the gunplay balance. At the same time, we know there is still more work to do, and player opinions continue to vary on how these systems should evolve. Battlefield Labs remains an important part of helping them test, but they barely invite people. I'm not in it. So, Baba Booey. And it is time for Red Sack. So yeah, Battle Royale solos will come back. That is great. They tried it. People liked it apparently. Where tanks will be removed together with infantry fighting vehicles. And they definitely were not designed for a 1v1. And this change will create more consistent and fair experiences. They're also reducing the player count from 100 to 80. This provides more flexibility when choosing drop locations and gives players more room to establish themselves before engaging in combat. To maintain the overall pace of matches, we have increased the speed of the ring during the early stages of the game. This will help ensure that matches retain their intensity while supporting the updated player count. And now it will become a bit silly. To support matchmaking health and overall experience quality, solos will rotate with duos within the playlist structure on a weekly cadence. With the launch of Blessed Point on June 9, solos will become the active playlist while duos rotates out. Do you have friends? Do you have only one friend specifically? Fuck you, I guess. I am not entirely happy with the change. Because if I play Red Sack, it's duos. On June 16, duos will return and solos will rotate out in its place. They're also exploring ways to better indicate which mode is currently active. They are excited to bring it back and fuck things over for duo players. Ranked BR. Yeah, there's nothing. Battle Royale. With the last update, we've introduced loot detection to improve the opening moments. So that is like little outlines through walls. There you can see where the loot is. So that's actually quite good. With this update, we're continuing to improve how loot is presented and discovered during matches. They're introducing high value zones, as you can see here. Plus the outline of what area it is. So, Baba Booey. At the start of each map, select points of interest will be upgraded with improved loot. These areas contain a higher concentration of valuable equipment. Dropping into high value zone offers faster access to stronger loot. But these areas are of course also designed to attract attention. Choosing whether to contest these locations or to take a safer approach elsewhere adds a new layer of decision making. High value zones will be clearly marked on both the map and the minimap, and you receive a notification when entering one as well. Loot containers within these areas will also be visually distinct, making it easier to identify higher quality rewards at a glance. Loot containers within the high value zones will... No, I didn't read that yet. Will also provide a clear... blah 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 blah. What did it? Higher rarity loot will be there. We are also expanding the Battle Royale loot pool with the PP19 becoming available as part of Blast Point. as well as the new Missile Strike package. Unlike other call-ins, the Missile Strike package requires players to remain aimed down sights while manually guiding incoming missiles toward the targets. While this leaves the user exposed during the strike, it also offers significantly more control and destructive potential by launching 3 guided missiles capable of targeting enemy vehicles and fortified positions. Fortified, not fortified. So if you pick up the gun, the PP-19, inside RedSec, get you to level 10, you will automatically unlock it. So that is actually quite nice. And that's how I got my M16 unlocked before actually the Battle Pass started, at the start of the season. And you can do the same with other DLC guns too. Looking ahead, we're continuing work on Casual Battle Royale. Currently, plan for Season 3 beats 3, as we expand the range of ways players can experience RedSec. For Portal, Colmut's the Railway is coming finally to the Portal editor, where you can create custom railway to Colmut. I hate it. I hate that name. Experiences. In addition, experience creators will have the option to toggle the train on or off, have full control over its direction, movement, and have the ability to attach a capture point. Quite nice. Also, Grand Bazaar will be added for verified experiences in Battlefield 6. This smaller map with focuses on infantry gameplay with limited ground vehicles is inspired by Battlefield 3 Classic, Grand Bazaar, and we can't wait to see what you create. We can't create anything because it will not have editor access then, usually, right? Which is stupid. Community highlights, blah 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 blah, Linden's Wake, the KK's firing range, and there is the building together thing. Season 3 would not be where it is today without the feedback, reports and discussions that they've received of all of us since launch. And that was it, honestly. Hello, Petrento, how are you? It has indeed been some time. How are you doing, bro? So yeah, I guess that would be then the end of the video if I made the video now. Actually, some decent things. No detailed patch notes, like updated the recoil by 1.1% to make guns more whatever. But like a nice little overall look at what is coming. So that is decent. Also, her eyes look so weird, like massive whites on her eyes. But good to hear that you're good. Hello, Melee Archer. So, any things you want to talk about the patch? Seems pretty nice. Still think the portable mortar should not be here. I hate mortars, you hate mortars, everybody hates mortars. Battlefield Bulletin is back, by the way. Can't get rid of him too quickly. And apparently there will also be a smaller update that was posted in the Discord. Indeed. It is very much needed, the visibility update. So I'm quite happy with it. But yeah, there's a clear all button coming, which is great. I don't know why he's back. Probably was bored or something. I don't know. Anything else I've missed? That's all that stuff I just talked about. More stuff I talked about. I'm just going through his tweets right now to see if there was anything I missed. Here's those visibility updates. Boop. There you see him. There you see him. And there you don't. Maybe should even go further, honestly. Honestly excited for the gunplay changes because much velocity neck curve at the say will make gunplay more like the original Battlefield games and not laser beam insta death. Possibly. We're gonna have to find out. Let's see. Anything else I might have missed? Yeah, there's double XP for PlayStation plus users with double XP coming tomorrow for the rest. There's also double XP in Call of Duty if you're into that. Here's another little clip of a different position where they show the visibility. Matchmaking is broken since last week. I have seen it about, what you call it, operations. That was indeed like, the enemy has both our bases. I didn't know the when Colonel 100 was there. Another little clip. Plop, 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 plop. But yeah, that's the problem if everything is 50 shades of grey in the shadows, including the soldiers. My boy Darko Super is leaving DICE, which is quite sad. Why does it start all the way below here? Then from celebrating 8 years of DICE to leaving within a month. But yeah, I do want a server browse, of course. Has been too long. So some things in All Out Warfare did show that it had rank support, but that's a bug, probably not coming. I don't even know how you want to do that. Sounds silly. And that is about it, I think. Server browser when? Also, do you want to see more of these impromptu patch notes videos when I come the arse to make a fully dedicated video with my face? This is me. This is Danny. Yeah, I also hope that PP19 isn't garbage. I also wonder how they do the magazine. Will they have the little tube magazine or only like a sticky in thing? Stick it in the PP. I just saw what I just did. But hey, that's all I got for now. Subscribe for more. This was Danny and I see you on the battlefield. And thanks for watching, of course. I think I need to say that first before doing my outro. Whatever. Oh yeah, proximity voice chat is gonna be a thing. And it's gonna be really funny, with really funny moments where you just talk to random people like, Commander, hello, we need to do stuff, blah 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 blah. Like Stone Mountain 64 with his stuff could be really funny. The YOLO Commander, whatever it's called. I forgot. Or people will just slur all the time and I have to mute it instantly because people can't behave like normal human beings. We're gonna have to find out. Yeah. Would be a great way to get people banned. On stream, just be racist all the time. Or that. I wonder how it works with Spanish people, if they talk. Because black in Spanish is a word that will probably be caught by the AI moderation. How will they account for that? Yes, I'd like some black chocolate. Banned. Damn that face. Anything else? Oop. Somebody did say, look at all the locations of the new map. They didn't add the Chinatown one from Battlefield Hardline. But yeah, I'm gonna do my outro again. But hey, that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching. This was Danny and I see you on the battlefield. And now I will quit.